Y'all, I be trying to work on my lighting, but bless it, I can't stand all the light in my face. Hey, it is Monday morning with Coach Tawanda. I'm just here, and today is just going to be a poetry type of day, just a little spoken word for the soul. Let's go ahead and heal together. Um, as I've been thinking about some things, many of you may have heard before me taking the word depression and changing the name. I realized a lot of times in life, well, not in life, but reading my Bible and things of that nature, some name changes going on. Sometimes we allow ourselves to be labeled by many things. And this is just a season that I've declared to myself to stand on the names that I really believe in myself, not being labeled with depression and, just the fear and just different things that we allow ourselves to be labeled with. On an often daily basis, believing the things that, good morning, B, believing the things that has been said to us or spoken over us, believing the experiences that we have been through. We have allowed ourselves to be labeled. We have allowed ourselves to take those things on as our identity. But we're just going to change some names. And so I'm just going to go through. I have 10 poems here. Poem, spoken word that has touched my heart. They helped me in my healing journey. So I'm just going to share some things with you. For you, y'all always hear me talk about how I'm a coach, personal development and goals coach. But I want to say also, being a coach, I had to go through a space in a time of just healing myself, going through the seasons in life where I had to grow, where I was stretched and things of that nature. So one thing that I've done in my journey, done it started when I was very, very young. I would write poetry. And so I would write my feelings, whatever thoughts and how I was feeling at the time and things of that nature. And recently, what I've been doing is getting back to writing, not just writing for myself in the places that I've come from, but also writing for others as well, because I understand that I'm not the only one that deals with this thing. I'm not the only one that goes through this space and time where we just gonna have to change the name of some things. So we just gonna go ahead and go through it. I hope whatever I read today, if something that I do read, if it touches spirit, just go ahead and tap like or comment or whatever the case may be. Just let me know you in the building with me. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and I got me pulled up now. Let's just go ahead and get to it. Let's just go ahead and get right to it. This one right here is the invisible burnout. From fine to recalibrating. We often have those moments and somebody asks us, how you doing? And it's always fine. We always fine, girl. We always fine. But are we really? They ask me how I am, and I just give them the script. Four letters whispered so many times it feels like a habit. I'm fine. But fine is a cage made of gold bars, shiny, polished, and pressed, but a cage nonetheless. It's the high achiever's mask, the yes man burden, the soul deep exhaustion of running a marathon that has no finish line. I'm tired. Tired of being a human doing instead of being a human being. So today I take the word fine and I break it down. Faking the act of performance, the smile when your teeth hurt from forcing it. I am officially retiring this version of me. Illusion, the belief that my worth is tied to my output, to what I can accomplish, to what I can show the world. Nothing. The emptiness. The emptiness that greets me at 3 a.m. when applause is turned into silence, and I remember all the noise cannot fill the hollow space that lives within. I'm leaving that behind. Exhaustion, not my muscles, not my schedule, but my spirit. The part of me that whispers, is this all there is? And now I'm renaming this existence from fine to recalibrating, recalibrating RECALIBRATING. That's me. We're no longer just being fine. We're calibrating, you see. I am finding my worth outside my paycheck, outside of the like counts, outside of what anyone else think of me. I am learning that rest is not the four-letter word, that slowing down is not failing. I'm coming back to center. I'm remembering the rhythm of my own heartbeat. I am breathing into my soul again. I am not a machine. I am not a checklist. I am a soul. And I am finally coming home to myself. Go ahead and clap it up if you like what you heard today, because that's for the invisible burnout. We're going to go from being fine to being recalibrated. For the generational change from legacy to cycle breaker, that's where we are. I remember just a little short story. I remember 17 years old. Sometimes, you get thoughts and feelings and, and sometimes you don't really understand them, but we should not pass them by, right? Remember at 17 years old, I remember where I was sitting, and I was sitting at one of my aunt's house here in Huntsville, Alabama, and I was talking to one of my cousins, and I remember a few days before then, I would have this dream. And anytime I woke up, it happened for a few days, I always heard generational curses being broken. Those are chains. I didn't know what it was for real. I didn't. It sounded cool. It sounded like something that I was okay with doing, but I didn't know what it was. Until life continued to turn the tables and days continued to come by, and I realized that there was something that I needed to do. I realized that there was some chains from generations before me that needed to be broken. I look in the mirror and I see hands that aren't mine. I hear temper that sounds like my mother. I feel a silence that belongs to my father. I feel a fear whispered into my cradle before I could even speak. They called it legacy. Like it's a gift I'm supposed to be proud to carry. But this legacy feels like lead, feels like ghost, feels like a script I never auditioned for. I refuse to inherit the bruises I didn't earn. Linked. A link can be snapped, a chain can be broken. Echo the voice that says, I'll end up just like them. I'll rewrite that echo. The past. The past reaches out, tries to choke my future. Not today. Ancestry, yes, these are the roots, but I am the branches. I grow in my own direction. Chains, I see them. I name them. I step out of them. Yesterday, the old days, the old pain, I leave it behind. And now I am renaming my history. I am the cycle breaker. I am the one where the shadows stop. I am planting a new garden in the soil where secrets are buried. Where bloodlines try to tie me down, I am growing free. The bruises stop here. The silence ends here. The healing start now. This is my history. This is my story. I am the cycle breaker. That's generational change from legacy to cycle breaker. I'm gonna try to go a little bit slower, y'all. Sometimes I get to recite in the way that I speak, but if you're here with me, just tap the screen or just go ahead and say good morning. Allow me the opportunity to say good morning back. We've all had moments of grief of some kind. It can be abandonment. Grief can cause us to feel abandoned. So we're just going to go ahead and change. We in the name changing game. So we're going to go ahead and change abandonment to releasing. This is the grief of the living. There is no funeral for a friendship that just stopped. No black dresses, no programs, no final song, just silence where laughter used to live. No headstones for someone still breathing, who deleted your number, who exit your story without explanation, no closure, no warning, just absence. The world calls me abandoned, like I was left behind in the dust of their becoming, like I wasn't enough to be taken with them, like I was an option. It tells me I am unwanted, replaceable, easy to forget, but I will not be the victim of someone else as it. So I take the word abandon and I tell the truth about it. Ache, the kind that doesn't scream, it lingers. It sits behind you in quiet moments and asks questions you don't have answers for. Bitter not because I hate you, but because I love you and I didn't get to say goodbye. Absence, 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 the empty seat, the unread messages, the instinct to reach for the phone before and remembering you're not there anymore. Never the day I learned that forever in the word people use when they don't know the future. And still I am here. And now I rename the void, not because it didn't matter, not because it didn't hurt, but because I refuse to let the ending define my worth. I am understanding that people are chapters, beautiful, necessary chapters, but not the whole book. Just because you walked away doesn't mean I'm lost. I'm not a room you can simply vacate. I am a whole building, the foundation, the walls that still stands after the door closes. I keep my door open for those who choose to stay, who knock, who return, who mean it. And I wave quiet, lovely goodbyes to the ones who choose to go, not in bitterness, not in blame, but in freedom. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my sweet people. That's grief for the living. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Couples of love, good morning. Again, just here with a little broken, I said broken, that's my next, I was looking at something here. It was just a little spoken word this morning. I thought I'll just bless the space. As I stated, we are in a season where we're just going to change some names. We're not going to allow ourselves to be labeled by the story that we have allowed somebody else to write for us. We're not going to allow ourselves to be labeled by our pain, by our choices, by our decisions, by our life. We have the opportunity, we have the responsibility to go ahead and shift and change the name, because we are not our circumstances. The things that we have dealt with in life, they was just passing us by, making us stronger, building us up in ways that we didn't even imagine. So it's okay. It's okay to go ahead and shift and change the name. And body betrayal, y'all know that little hurt that comes in. I wake up in a war zone, not outside, but inside. A body that flinches before the days begin, a nervous system already embracing for impact, chronic pain. This is for you. A mirror that doesn't tell the whole truth. A biology that refuses to follow the rules everyone else seems to live by. Sometimes we can label ourselves. Some mornings, my own skin feels like resistance. The word looks like my limp, my scars, my swelling, my struggle, my name, and names mean broken. Like I fell off a shelf, like I shattered an impact, like I am now fragile unless disposable. And somewhere along the way, I started believing my body was my enemy. So let me tell the truth about the word they gave me. I take broken and I break it open. Battered, yes, I've taken hits I didn't sign up for, flares, relapse, setbacks, battles, my face learned to smile through. Restricted moments I calculate, energy I rotate, walls I didn't build, but to learn how to live inside of them. Absolute, the lie that whispers, You've outlived your usefulness. That the productivity equals value. That pro I can't speak. That productivity equals value. That rest is lazy and slowing down means falling behind. Knotted tension braided into my bones, muscles holding memories, a body that remembers what my mouth never said out loud. And yes, there are more letters, but I won't say them there because today I am renaming this vessel. I am not a disaster. I am a temple. A temple is not valued because it's flawless. It is valued because of what it houses: presence, breath, spirit, survival. Even when the walls are weathered, even when the flat board cracks, even when the doors open slower than they used to, this body has carried me through every fire I have ever faced. So I stopped fighting my body. I stopped cursing it for surviving differently. I listen. I honor the fatigue. I respect the limits. I thank the aches for signaling care, not weakness. I speak to my body the way I wish the world had. You are not failing. You are adapting. You are still worthy of gentleness. This is not betrayal. This is not betrayal, and I am not broken. I am the sanctuary under renovation. And I will treat this body not like something I conquered, but like sacred ground that carried my soul all the way here. It's okay. Body betrayal may existed, but that's not the name I have to live by. That's just one. We're gonna go ahead and shake another one. Shake another tail feather. That thing called social media law. Now I'm loving this whole TikTok and YouTube thing, and I like to look at me some social media here and there. Sometimes it can be a distraction, and sometimes I think we use it for the distraction and digital loneliness, connected and searching. I have 5,000 friends and a pocket full of silence. A phone that never stopped buzzing and a heart that still waits for one real voice to call its name. I am drowning in a sea of blue light, strolling through highlight reels of people I barely know, comparing my behind the scenes to their center stage. And they say, we are the most connected generation in history. So tell me, if I'm so connected, why do I feel like a ghost in a machine? If I'm so connected, why does 2 a.m. feel like the edge of the universe where the screen glows but no one answers when my thoughts get loud? So let's tell the truth about the word they give us. I take connected and I hold it tight to the light comparison, the quiet thief that steals peace, the voice that asks, why doesn't my life look like that? Outline where I'm invisible, but never fully known, where I curated instead of confessed. The noise is endlessly option, endless updates, and constant herms that says, you should be more. You should be happier now. Numb, the way I stroll, not because I'm interested, but because I'm avoiding how empty the room feels when the phone goes dark. Edited filters on my face, filtered pain, filtered truth, clicks, little hits of validation that fades before they finish landing. Touch, or rather, not touched at all. No warmth, no pulse, no human weight beside me. So I rename this hollow links, and I am not disconnected. I am searching for something Pixel can't provide. I am searching for a presence for voices that don't disappear when the battery dies, for laughter that vibrates the room, for silence that feels safe because someone is sitting in here with me. I'm not putting down the glass and looking for skin and bone. I want eye contact, not an emoji. I want a hand to hold, not a like. I want to be known, not just followed. And I am brave enough to admit that I am lonely because naming the hunger is the first step towards finding home. It isn't weakness, it's a soul remembering what it was created for. Just a little bit of connection. Okay, okay. YouTube, it has been nice today. I am so grateful for your time. And I hope as I spoken some things, maybe it resonated to you. If it did, if you see this at any time of life, just go ahead and hit that like button. There will be more to come. So you just stay on the lookout. But for now, I'm gonna let you go. You have an amazing day on purpose. Okay.